lovely to have you with us and joining us today. So, I know what you're thinking. What's she going to read today? Well, today's book's called Hugless Douglass. I think Douglas is a bear. He has a very big and shiny nose. Shall we find out what's going on in today's story? I think we should. One spring morning, a big yawn came from the back of a deep, dark cave. It was a young brown bear and his name was Douglas. I was right, a bear with a big shiny nose. Mary is yawning and getting out of bed. That's one of my favourite ways to stretch. In fact, do you know what? Before we go any further, let's all do a big yawn and stretch. Stretch everything out. Oh, yes. Oh, that feels good, doesn't it? Especially when you make some yawning noises. Okay, I think we're comfortable now. I think we're ready. We're on a spring morning at the back of a deep, dark cave. I need a hug, said Douglas. So he wriggled out of his pyjamas. He brushed his hair, put on a scarf, and went to look for one. My best hugs are big, thought Douglas. So he went to the biggest thing he could find, wrapped his arms all the way round it, and gave it a squeeze. Oh, he's found a rock. It didn't feel quite right. Oh, grunted Douglas, it's a bit too heavy. My best hugs are tall, thought Douglas. So he went up to the tallest thing he could find. He hugged the bottom, he hugged around the middle, and he hugged as high as he could reach. But it was all wrong, and it had splinters. My best hugs are comfy, thought Douglas, and he trotted towards a cosy-looking bush. He cuddled the bush, but something felt very odd. The leaves quivered and trembled and ran away. Give us a hug, cried Douglas. No, baaed the sheep. We're too busy. He scooped up armfuls anyway and tried to cuddle them gently, but they kicked and squirmed and didn't like it at all. Poor Douglas, he can't find a good hug, can he? Oh, look, the book's saying, poor Douglas, why can't I find a hug? He said. If I want a hug, said a wise owl, I sit in my tree and... Let me try, he whooped, and Douglas and he scrambled up next to the owl, but he soon found himself in a clumsy muddle. Twoo-twit, said the owl crossly. Twoo-twit. He's getting a bit grumpy as the owl, isn't he? I only wanted a hug, sniffed Douglas. Perhaps there's one down here. He felt something long-eared and rabbity and gave it a tug. Look, he's put his hand down the rabbit hole. Oh dear, I think he's going to get a grumpy rabbit. Douglas could tell the rabbit didn't want a hug. He sniffed again and without thinking, he wiped his nose on the fluffy end. Silly Douglas. Excuse me, shouted the rabbit. Put me down. Rabbits can get very grumpy. But I need a hug, said Douglas, and I can't find one anywhere. Oh, I see, said the rabbit kindly. Come with me. He took Douglas by the paw and led him round and about. At last they came to a deep, dark cave, where a sleepy someone was just waking up. Yawn. Oh. Douglas peeked inside. He had the funniest feeling that he knew the someone very well. Hug? Asked Douglas, and ran as fast as he could towards his mum. Come to think of it, my best hugs are from someone I love, said Douglas, and he snuggled into the biggest, warmest arms he knew. So there he is, giving his mum a hug, and look, there's the animals giving each other a hug. And look at this picture. We've got a picture of lots of different kinds of hugs. Can you see them all? They look good, don't they? All these hugs. I'll name some of them. So we've got sandwich hug, good night hug, upside down hug, falling hug, don't let go hug, group hug, shy hug, big hug, come and get it hug. That is all from Hugless Douglass. Thank you for joining us for another Dance Rox story.